Hi, it's Scott from Princess. Today we're going to run through a few pre-running engine room checks on a Princess 52 with Volvo D13 engines. We're going to check the engine oils, the engine coolants, the seawater strainers and the Seacocks, and just run you through how you do those checks quite quickly and easily. Okay, so with the Volvo engines, the dipstick's this red stick here, and then we pull it out, check the levels down here. If it needs a bit of oil, obviously you top it up through the oil fill. If you do need to top up the engine oil or coolants or any of the fluids in these engines, the manufacturers are very, very fussy about what oil and coolant goes in the engine. So make sure if you've got a Volvo engine, you buy Volvo oil and Volvo coolant. So this is the Volvo coolant cap here. So obviously we always do this when the engine's cool. Pull the cap off, have a look in there, make sure you can see the coolant level. If it does need a top up, you must buy the yellow Volvo coolant, which it shows you what it is there, and top it up. So the next thing we're going to check on this boat is the sea strainers. The sea strainers are basically like the skimmer box on your pool, so they just collect the big debris before it goes through the engine. To check those, there's a glass top we can see in there to make sure that there's no contamination, but if there is contamination, we need to turn the seacock off first, which I'll show you in a minute. Remove these 4 bolts, pull the basket out, clean it out, exactly the same as your pool, hose it, put it back together and put the cap back on again. As part of the 3 monthly maintenance program on these boats, what you should be doing, or somebody should be doing, is cycling all the Seacocks in the boat. It's quite simple. Gain access to them, grab the handle, turn them all the way off 90 degrees and all the way back on again to make sure that if you ever have to turn them off, they do operate. Okay, the last piece of the engine room pre-running check is basically a good visual check. Have a look under the engines, make sure there's no water in your bilges, make sure there's no oil dripping or no unusual smells, so diesel smells or things like that. So if you do find some unusual contamination or some oil dripping out of the engines, just contact the people who maintain and look after your boat.